All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hang on, let me get my microphones to a place where I can actually see my paper. My name is Ginger White. I'm Executive Director of Denver Arts and Venues, and it's a pleasure to welcome you here today as we at Arts and Venues prepare to welcome patrons back to the Arts Complex. Special thank you to Colorado Symphony Association musicians for providing today's walk-up music. Thank you. You're about to hear a lot of baseball references today, so be forewarned. As downtown Denver reopens, all of us at Arts and Venues are aware of our part in keeping this part of downtown of exciting announcements today, and I'd like to thank the Mayor, Brent Fedrizzi from AEG, Tammy Dorff with the Downtown Denver Partnership, and Rachel Benedict with Visit Denver for being here this afternoon. I can't overstate enough the happiness all of us in Arts and Venues feel being able to host guests here again. Before the pandemic, Colorado's music industry was a rip-roaring $1.4 billion industry, supporting some 16,000 jobs. And jobs back. Return of our resident Denver over the next few months is extraordinary. A coordinated effort to bring people together outside to celebrate a Colorado summer. And as I thanked Colorado Symphony for being here again today, I'll say that the Symphony's musicians will be here for an outdoor series early this summer, the first of several great activities, and that tickets are on sale now. So you can find them at the new website, artscomplex.com. Arts and Venues manages Sculpture Park, which is just behind you all, and it's just one of the many spaces that will be full of activity and educational programs provided by the city's Department of Parks and Recreation. And in a moment, Brent will talk about a special summertime series in Sculpture Park. Tammy from the Downtown Denver Partnership will talk about a series of more than 100 events and concerts sprinkled around downtown. And Rachel will talk about how this effort is being built to include neighborhoods across the city, and how Visit Denver will help make this summer a Grand Slam All-Star Summer accessible to everyone. And with that, I'd like to invite Mayor Michael B. Hancock to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Ginger. First things first, let's get some business out of the way that I know a lot of the members of the media want to know about. We'll be joining our metro neighbors in lifting capacity limits and distancing requirements effective Sunday, this coming Sunday, Denver, Colorado. Go to a restaurant, get out and enjoy yourselves. And this is something we all agreed on a month ago, and thankfully, since our vaccination numbers are continuing to go up, people are getting the shot, and cases are going down, thankfully, we are able to lift all these restrictions in most settings. Now, regarding masks, and I know there's a lot of buzz about masks, and we want to share some thoughts about that. We will be following the state's lead and aligning as closely as possible with them for the updated mask order, and you can expect that to begin immediately as well. So basically tomorrow, that will be going forward. That basically means if you have been vaccinated, you can take your mask off outdoors, indoors, in limited capacity. Now let me tell you what that means by limited capacity. There are some exceptions under the CDC guidelines. Hospitals, doctors' offices, inside child care centers, schools, and some others, but they're limited. But for the most part, if you're walking in a restaurant and you've been vaccinated, we ask you, you can take your mask off. Now, if you haven't been vaccinated, let this serve as a strong incentive to get vaccinated. This is happening because people got the shot. And we are so proud today that almost over 42% of our folks have been fully vaccinated in Denver, throughout Colorado. Now those are Denver's numbers, right, Mike? Denver? And we know we have another 39% who have at least one shot so far. So congratulations, Denver. Congratulations. We're at this point because you did what was necessary. Now, I want to say I certainly share the same excitement that everyone here is feeling as we begin to welcome our residents and visitors back to our downtown and our wonderful art experiences that have been the hallmark of the Arts Complex. And as we get ready to move forward, I want to acknowledge, of course, the presence of City Councilman Chris Hines from District 10 is in the house. Thank you for being here, Councilman. But we're also here because our residents over the last year took public health measures seriously and did their part to slow the spread of coronavirus. And over the last several months, lined up to get their vaccines and kickstart our city's recovery. Because of that effort, we can enjoy this summer's outdoors and be ready for the winter arts season. Arts and culture have always played an important role, not just in defining our downtown experience, but its role in our economy. It has been the cornerstone of our economy. Now, when the Auditorium Theater opened in 1908, the city became responsible for its first entertainment venue, hosting everything from professional basketball to rodeos and conventions, and of course, professional wrestling. This is what I used to come down here for as a kid. More than 100 years later, that piece of the economy is still vital. Well, on nights when this arts complex is running at capacity, more than 250 employees will be on this property, serving more than 10,000 guests. On the days when the convention center across the street is running at capacity, more than 220 employees will be serving up to 50,000 people from around the world. Their presence in our city goes beyond who you see on stage and who's working in these spaces. Before and after the show or during a convention, these guests are getting a local meal in our local restaurants, staying in local hotels, and visiting all parts of our city and state. We know all too well that this pandemic has hit certain industries and their workers hardest. Industries like arts and culture, restaurants, hospitality, and tourism. They faced higher unemployment and lower job opportunities because of this public health crisis, to the tune of 11% decline in these jobs. Jobs mostly filled by people of color and women. Recovery for them is critical for our entire recovery and to help Denver build back better, stronger, and more equitable. That's why this past Tuesday, we announced additional financial support for artists and venues to help them make the transition to recovery. And key to recovery is filling seats, dining rooms, hotel rooms, and exhibits, and bringing those jobs back and helping our artists and venues get back on their feet. After a year of challenges, Denver's arts organizations are once again open for business. I'll say it one more time. Denver's arts organizations are once again open for business. And they're ready to welcome people back. That goes for more than just here in downtown. This week we were all excited to hear that the Arts District on Santa Fe announced that they will be holding their first Friday, the famous First Friday, on June 4th for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. Arts and culture are back in our communities, and we invite our neighbors, our galleries, our not-for-profit organizations, and our local businesses to join us in creating a safe and welcoming events for people to enjoy and celebrate the arts. One of those celebrations will take place here at Sculpture Park later this summer, and I'm going to bring up my friend. I hadn't seen him in over a year, so it's good to see him. He even shaved. I almost didn't recognize him. His face is so clean. Y'all give it up for AEG's Brent Fedrizzi to come up here and revive more. Brent?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate that. Before we get going here, I just want to acknowledge the mayor and his staff, Arts and Venues, all of their staff, Ginger White, Molly, Jody, everybody who has come together to get this project off the ground. Evan Dreyer, I know he's not here, but he's here in spirit, so. All right. So for us in the music business and the venue business, we continue to be affected by COVID. Even though we see there's signs of hope and we have venues like Red Rock starting to open, we're barely halfway there. This is how we appreciate one reason to be back and pitch in and build chances for people to come together. This is my community, and I work with Visit Denver very closely. I see how important it is for the neighborhoods of downtown to reopen. AEG and other music promoters are working hard to bring music back to the fans, and that includes being able to present, along with arts and venues, a number of shows that will bring fans to the neighborhood and back to downtown. Today, we'll talk about a series in Sculpture Park that benefits not just fans, but provides arts and venues and this neighborhood with ways to invite others in the complex and cultural organizations to participate. Today, I can announce the first of those shows. A little New Orleans flavor on July 2 with Tab Benoit. If you're familiar with Tab, he's phenomenal. We've got a band called Goose, July 9 and 10. Those shows are already sold out, but with the mayor's news, we're hoping we get some more capacity. We can open up some more tickets for those. Itch.io, local guys. If you know Itch.io, check them out. They're very interactive. They get out in the crowd. They really do a great job. Boombox, featuring the Backbeat Brass. This is a horn section that Boombox will bring to the show. It's going to be phenomenal. And then many of you know this one probably, Fits in the Tantrums, August 12th, will be at Sculpture Park. We do expect quite a few more shows to confirm. This is what we have for you today. We also know the importance of keeping fans and our employees safe, and we've been partners with the city in promoting masks and vaccinations. We will continue to do that because the industry requires that we all be protected. You probably heard that at Red Rocks, you can now get a vaccine on your way into the show, which is a great effort. We look forward to announcing more shows and for the opportunity to bring even more music to Denver's fans. Another piece of this downtown activation belongs to the Downtown Denver Partnership. Before I do that and introduce Tammy Dorr to handle those affairs, I want to thank the AEG Presents staff. Many of you are here today. You've worked hard on this project, so a shout out to you as well. Thank you very much, and here is Tammy Dorr.
Thank you. You guys, isn't this a great day? I mean, we should just soak this in for a minute, that we're out here together. It's beautiful. But I'm really proud to be here today along with all of these other leaders that have played such an important role in helping us navigate what we've all experienced in this past year, and to take part in announcing what's going to be happening in the coming months. It really will be an all-star summer here in downtown Denver. At the Downtown Denver Partnership, we are enlivening the Center City with music, art, and culture all summer long, which is exactly where this type of thing should be taking place. Our Center City is the hub and epicenter of music, amenities, and just pure energy and excitement. And we have a deep, deep commitment to the music industry, which has suffered greatly throughout the past year. This is the heartbeat of our city, the economic hub of the Rocky Mountain West. And as we emerge from the pandemic, we're not only ready to welcome our city's residents, visitors, and employees back town, we are ready to wow them. This summer, visitors to downtown will experience world-class activities, music, and culture. Let's start with Upper Down Tunes. We will be providing 85 days of free musical performances at the Outer Space, a pop-up park at 16th and Welton, as well as in the upper end of the 16th Street Mall in partnership with the city. If you think about it, that's 85 days of employing local musicians to revive the music industry and giving the gift of joy of music back to the people who live here, visit here, and work here. We will offer live music of all genres that are sure to amp up your lunch hour routine, because every day there will be free music at lunch, and Thursday through Saturday nights throughout the summer we will have free music along the 16th Street Mall. So a well-loved Denver tradition that welcomes and invites visitors to downtown and to the 16th Street Mall is Meet in the Street. Many of you may remember that we introduced Meet in the Street years back, where we closed the 16th Street Mall to pedestrian and shuttle traffic, activated it with music, expanded patio cafes, art, experiences, and quite frankly, just a really awesome place for people to gather. This year, in partnership with the mayor and his team, we're bringing it back. We will launch Meet in the Street the weekend of Memorial Day, 4th of July, August 7th and 8th, and Labor Day weekend. Now, Labor Day weekend, you get another great hit of music because we're bringing back a taste of Colorado, but with a different vibe this year. Our focus is on taking care of those right here at home, our local businesses, our local musicians, and our local artists. So, Taste of Colorado will be woven throughout downtown and along the 16th Street Mall this year. So whether you're a foodie, an art aficionado, or just a lover of summer fun and great music, or you just are really ready to get out and enjoy the rest of our community, we can't wait to see you. We have great things planned ahead, and quite frankly, we've all earned it. It's my pleasure now to welcome Rachel Benedict to the podium, Executive Vice President of Sales and Service at Visit Denver. Tourism and conventions are a key component of our economy here in our center city, and I will tell you, nobody works harder or are bigger champions of that than our friends at Visit Denver. Thank you, Rachel.
I'm going to have to put this up just a little. All right, for the press that showed up today, you got what's called a 2-for-1. So we've got a media campaign to talk about, and we got a mask mandate update, a meeting update. I mean, this is #worth your time. Good afternoon. We could not be more thrilled to be a part of this effort to encourage people to get out and enjoy our great city. And this setting could not be better. I'm sure Janice Sinden, the president and CEO of this world-class facility over here to the right, would attest to the fact that the Denver Performing Arts Complex serves as the perfect backdrop to discuss the importance of live events in Denver. As Denver's comeback continues, there are just so many opportunities to get out there and support your community. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get out and have some fun. Many of these opportunities are events and cultural offerings in our own backyard that we have not been able to enjoy for so long. Some of them are major events, like the Major League Baseball All-Star Game and Nations League Final International Soccer matches. Others include a variety of free options across all 4 corners of the city, including diverse events like Juneteenth and Pride Fest hubs. There are also so many ways to get out and rediscover Denver's neighborhoods: the farmers markets, art walks across the city, including Art District on Santa Fe, which, as the mayor mentioned, just announced its return in June. And don't forget about those small live music and performance venues. Yes, there's Red Rocks, don't worry, Ginger and Brent, we wouldn't forget about that. But there's also free shows at Levitt Pavilion, live music daily in downtown Denver, and the return of the Underground Music Showcase on Broadway. There's street festivals like the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, world-class museums like the Denver Art Museum, and installations like Van Gogh Alive, The Experience, and of course, fantastic restaurants, and don't forget our breweries. We all know Denver is not short on things to do for locals, and we want to reinstill confidence so that our locals will venture out and explore all the amazing offerings that have returned to the Mile High City. That's why we've created a summer-long promotional campaign to encourage metro area residents to go out and experience in-person cultural events, live music, sporting events, outdoor activities, and more. Got to get a good view of that. This is the creative, which is fabulous. The Denver All-Star Summer Campaign will promote ticketed and non-ticketed cultural exhibitions, festivals, and events across Denver, encouraging residents to get out there and be a tourist in your own town. Visit Denver is the official marketing arm of our city, and for 112 years, we have been charged with marketing outside of Denver to bring visitors here. But this year is very different. Rather than just marketing to visitors, we realize we have to engage our community first. And this is an endeavor that could not have been accomplished without partners at the City and County of Denver, Denver Arts and Venues, Denver Office of Special Events, and Denver Parks and Recreation. It's all Denver all the time. Advertising for Denver All-Star Summer Campaign will begin on May 24th. In the meantime, we want to encourage you to find your next event at denverallstarsummer.com, which also links to Denver 365, the city's official events calendar. And that includes your events too. If you're hosting an event, we want you to submit your details on the site. It's the easiest way to get exposure for your event, and it's free. On behalf of Visit Denver, I would like to express our sincere thanks to the partners who share the stage with me today. This is a citywide initiative that could not have happened without the mayor's leadership and the collective efforts of these community leaders. We hope the new campaign will inspire all of you to explore and create your very own All-Star Summer. Thank you. Ginger? That's all we have for you today. So if you have questions, otherwise, there's great campaigns. I'll defer to you, Mayor.
No, Rachel, take it.
Yeah. So I,
There are a lot of businesses that are confused as to how they're supposed to, if they're supposed to be regulating whether people are coming into their businesses are vaccinated or not. Is this all relying on the honor system, or are you expecting them to be asking people for proof of vaccination?
You know what? Certainly, that's a right of any business to ask that question. But it is the honor system. That's what the CDC said. It's what the governor has said, and it's also what we're saying. And that it's about personal responsibility. It's about getting vaccinated. And this whole system that we are laying out with regards to the mask, if there's anything that is said more clearly that we can continue to thrive and get stronger by people getting vaccinated, this is it. And so it is the honor system, and my hope is that people heed it and recognize that this is because of people who did get vaccinated who are able to carry us to the point where we can take our mask off.
If a business does want to ask for some proof of vaccination from their customers just to make 100% sure, is that something they're able to do, or is that considered a HIPAA violation?
My understanding, they are able to ask, and you know, many of us who've been vaccinated carry their cards with them. I carry my card with me, ready to prove that I've been vaccinated if asked the question. So, you know, my understanding is that yes, because that question has been asked numerous times.
Yeah. And then I know that a while ago there was concern about lifting the mask mandate, and we didn't get to the point of hurricane numbers because of concern that if people who are unvaccinated get the virus and it spreads, variants can form a lot faster. That's not a concern anymore.
I think our numbers are showing that we are getting to the place where we at least got good momentum. And again, this is all about encouraging those who've not been vaccinated. It's about rewarding those of us who have been vaccinated, but it's also about saying to the community, the reality is we got to keep these numbers moving. And what could snatch this away, snatch victory from the jaws, snatch it from the jaws of victory, however you used to say it. I haven't said it. I'm missing my sports analogies. Is the fact that we start seeing numbers changing. And meaning that we are seeing people who are, folks who are not vaccinated, you know, not getting vaccinated. And we've got to continue the trends that we are seeing. And again, I'm going to say it very clearly. This is about personal responsibility. It's about what you're saying to yourself, your neighbors, your family by getting vaccinated. And we strongly encourage folks to get vaccinated. And we're not at this point, but for anything, for the fact that 42%, 43% of Denverites have been vaccinated, more Coloradoans have been vaccinated, and more have at least one shot in their arm.
And lastly, unrelated to the, or did you have
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that your team is telling you you need to motor. So
Oh, they always do that. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just unrelated to the mask stuff, just wanted to get your reaction to Kim Day retiring and
Yeah.
what you're looking for somebody to replace her.
Sure. You know, Kim Day, we all heard the announcement today that she has decided to retire come mid-July. Kim has been a tremendous, the only aviation director, CEO I've had as mayor, and rightfully so. She has, for 13 years, moved our airport to a global competitive industry. You see United Airlines, Southwest, Frontier investing in Denver more than any other hub in the country. A lot of that is due to the attractiveness of DEN and our domestic connectivity, as well as our growing number of international flights. And Kim Day is to be applauded for that. We have an international economic engine of over $36 billion a year due to the leadership of Kim Day. So it's a tremendous loss for us. I'm bittersweet. I'm happy for Kim to be able to retire and do the things she wants to do, but it's also bittersweet. I'm losing what I like to call my work sister, because she and I have been so closely aligned and so close, worked so closely together over the last really 13 years, because as a council president and representing that district, we've worked very closely together. Thank you. Anyone else? And I'm out. Yeah? I'll take two, I promise. Okay, Ginger's about to get me.
Sure. The question was, is this an exclusive opportunity for AG? And it's not. We are open to other interested parties who would like to participate, as Brent mentioned. And I know our staff will be booking other opportunities for local musicians and organizations to enjoy the amenity that will be here in Sculpture Park later this summer.
Yes, no and no. This is not about enforcement. This is about personal accountability and responsibility to yourself and your community. So we're encouraging folks to get vaccinated. And again, nothing will demonstrate to you more importantly or how important it is to get vaccinated than this very important move by the CDC, the governor, and now here in the city of Denver. And so no, and it's not about a passport. I've never liked that concept. I recommend people get vaccinated. And if you have got vaccinated, carry your card, so if you're asked, you can show you've been vaccinated. Okay? We're going to take a picture?
Yes. Yes. So thanks everyone for coming. If you're interested in taking a photo or the group of the group, please feel free to come up. Otherwise, thank you all for coming. Please come out and enjoy an all-star summer here at the Arts Complex and throughout downtown and throughout all of Denver's neighborhoods. Thank you.